What is up, everybody? My name is Erika Piancastelli, or if you're on the Riser app, you know me as Coach Stelly. I'm an instructor on the Riser app, and I'm here to show you guys how to properly set up your tee and start doing cage work. This is so important, and it's something I use a lot in my lessons when I go work camps, or even when I'm just watching a practice when people are hitting. I notice that they don't know how to properly set up a tee. And what happens when you don't properly set up your tee is you're making contact in the wrong spot. It's gonna feel like your mechanics are off, you're gonna feel like you don't have power, and you're gonna be hitting the ball, you're gonna be popping up or grounding out and thinking, what am I doing wrong and why am I not making good contact? And it all starts from where you make contact and how your tee is set up. So we're gonna clarify all those issues right now here with this tee, and I'll show you guys the best way to set up a tee for a middle pitch, an outside pitch, an inside pitch, and we're also gonna show you guys how to set up if it's a low pitch or a high pitch if you're working on different heights. Okay, so come with me in the batter's box. Right now I have my tee set up for a middle pitch. So what I like to do for a middle pitch is I like it right in the middle of the plate, but out in front, okay? So I'm set up right in the center, look, centered up, and I have it a little bit out in front from home plate. A lot of the times I see athletes, you can put it right here, right attached to home plate. That's perfectly fine too. I like to leave just a little bit of space. That's just what works best for me. But ideally, the most important thing is it's center for a middle pitch and it's right in front of home plate, okay? Height-wise, we're working really basic right here. So we want just a fat, juicy pitch. So we're gonna keep it hip height, okay? That's the best height for me. This is the money pitch, and this is how we wanna hit it, okay? So I'm gonna grab my bat, and now we're gonna work placement, body positioning, distance from home plate, and most important thing, keyword, watch where I put my front foot, okay? So how I like to grab my distance from home plate is I like to put my bat right in the center of home plate. I grab it with two hands, almost like I'm gonna go golfing or I'm gonna go play volleyball, and this is the stance I like. This distance for me is perfect from home plate. If I lift my bat, I can reach the outside corner, I can turn and reach the inside corner, and I have a good amount of room to use my body in my swing. Now, when I have the right distance, then I need to look at my foot placement. So remember, I said the key and the most important thing is your front foot. That's because we want my front foot to be lined up with the tee, okay? Notice how my front foot is right here. This is where I want to make contact. I want to make contact right where my front foot is, right in front of my front foot. This is how we maximize our power. All this power that we've generated in our swing, all is coming right here, and we're gonna maximize it at this point of contact, right here. If the tee is too far back, so a lot of the times I see players making contact way back here. What happens is you're not maximizing your power whatsoever. You're constricted, and a lot of the times from here, you're gonna pop up or you're gonna ground out, and it's not gonna look super pretty in the box, okay? And then a lot of the times, instead of making contact too far back, a lot of players make it too out in front. So they have their right distance, their front foot is where ideally they wanna make contact, but then they're out here and they're lunging or they're reaching for the ball and losing all that lower half power that we generated load before. So to have the good maximized power of your swing, you want this tee to be right in the middle, and you want that front foot lined up, and this is where we're maximizing our power, right here, okay? If you don't have a cage, if you're not in a batter's box, then the best way to get your distance with the bat, like I showed you guys, if you do have a cage and you don't want to set up your bat like I just showed you, just make sure you get into the box, give yourself a hand's length or even the plate, still a really good position and a good amount of distance off the plate for you to make good contact with this pitch, okay? Now that's the middle pitch, and from here we're gonna move to outside. But what I want you guys to keep is I want you guys to keep the same position you would for a middle pitch, okay? So my front foot is still lined up with the tee. I have my distance, but now we're moving this tee to the outside corner. Okay, so this is the outside corner. I'm moving the tee, and I'm gonna line it up right with the corner. Okay? We're making contact further back. Why do we want to make contact further back from the outside pitch? For a middle pitch, we're out here. For outside, we want to let that travel a little bit more so that we can maximize our power and go towards right field. Because this outside pitch is a little further from you, if you were to make contact like you would for a middle pitch or even more out in front, you're going to be losing power. So to maximize your power, you're going to let that ball travel a little bit more than you would for a middle pitch. Okay, we're set up outside, and we're going to go right here to contact, maximizing our power. We go to extension, and that's when we can get those line drives, those home runs, those double shots to right field. So that's for an outside pitch. Remember, outside corner, lined up with the tee, and we're making contact. The middle of our body is a good way to see it. So for a middle pitch, making contact at our front foot. For an outside pitch, I like to make contact at the middle of my body, maybe just a little bit more out in front, but right here. And then for inside, we're gonna cancel all of that, and now we wanna make contact out in front, okay? So this is why it gets a little tricky. Based off where you're hitting the ball, what location, your point of contact is going to change. So it's important to know the 3 different points of contact. So now we're going to move to inside. This is the inside corner. We're going to line up, keeping it on the plate. I want to make contact out in front, okay? So it's a good, almost a full hand's length, maybe a ball length, 2 ball lengths. I like to make contact way out in front. So we're out slightly in front of the corner. It's still lined up to the corner. We're still making contact on the inside part of the home plate, but my point of contact is slightly out in front. So I step like I would for a middle pitch. Notice how my foot would be lined up for a middle pitch, but my tee is placed out in front of my front foot. Okay? Now from here, this is for a middle pitch. This is where I want to make contact for a middle pitch. This is where I want to make contact for an outside pitch. And now for an inside pitch, we're going to go out in front. We're going to go get that ball so that we can maximize this power, go to extension, and hit this ball to left field, line drive to the wall, home runs, whatever type of hitter you are, you want this ball to go towards the left side of the field, okay? If you make contact too out in front with the inside pitch, so if you're making contact way out here, what's gonna happen a lot of the time is you're gonna lose posture, you're gonna lose the length of your bat, and the only thing you can do from here is either swing and miss or hit the ball foul. Same thing if you make contact way too deep on an inside pitch. This is an inside pitch. Ideally you want to make contact out here, but now you're stuck here. What happens is you either pop this ball up, or you ground out to the pitcher, or sometimes you just swing and miss because the ball has already passed you, okay? So the perfect point would be out in front of your front foot. For a middle pitch, this is my middle pitch. So we're out in front on the inside corner so that we can turn on it and have the that just real fast. We have a middle pitch right in the middle of the tee. Lined up, distance is in the middle of home plate. This is the middle pitch. Best maximized power right here, best point of contact right here is from foot. Right on your front foot, that's where you want to make contact. Outside, we move it to the outside corner. Now we're making contact, ideally at our front hip or even our belly button, depending on how deep you can let that ball get. But now we're here, and this is where we're maximizing our power for an outside pitch to hit it to right field. So the ball is lined up with the front side of my hip. My foot has not moved from that middle pitch. and we're letting that ball travel just a little bit. Now for inside, same thing. We're gonna go to the inside corner. We're gonna move it right in front of our front foot. Now here, my front foot is still lined up for a middle pitch, but now I can turn on it and maximize my power inside. Now that we know those 3 important points of contact, we're gonna go back to the middle pitch and we're gonna work on that low pitch. So if you wanna do a low pitch, ball goes all the way down. Same thing with a middle pitch, your foot's lined up with the tee. The only thing that's changed is instead of making contact at a middle height, we have dropped it down to low. So now we're playing with that, and we're gonna try to do our best to hit line drives up the middle. Getting on plane is a whole different subject, but right now I'm just showing you how to lower your tee for a low pitch and how to raise your tee for a high pitch, okay? We wanna challenge ourselves with a high pitch. Belly button height is where I like to always put the pitch. This is gonna challenge you to get here, make good contact, and get those line drives wherever you wanna hit it on the field, okay? That is how to set up your tee. With this information, you can go ahead, get in a cage, keep working on your swing, and make sure you're feeling the right posture, you're feeling the right point of contact so that you can keep on succeeding with your swing and getting better and better every single day. Until you know how to set up your tee, it's going to be very, very hard for you to build up your swing and understand how your body works and understand how the swing works. But like I said, with this information, you guys can go ahead, keep getting after it, get on that Riser app, go after all your lessons, make sure that you're making good contact, good point of contact, and getting better every single day. I appreciate you guys watching this. I appreciate you guys learning from me on how to set up your tee, and I can't wait to see you guys at a next lesson. Love you guys, and have a great rest of your practice.